Hi, my name is Ray Naylor, and this is how to promote your music with video on the internet, a shoestring approach. This is episode 2, part 2, how to use lighting in your video. We will be going over some of the basic concepts of lighting, the purpose of which is to put your best foot forward in your videos, to have people watch your videos all the way through to the end, to become your fans, and to take some action to see your shows, buy your music, and become a lifelong fan of your music. By the end of this video, you will understand the importance of proper lighting and how to maximize correct lighting for your video. Let me give you a couple of examples of poor lighting. Here we see that I'm way too dark. People are likely not to stay with this video but to leave it early. It's just not pleasant to watch. Lighting sets the mood, and in some cases you may have a darker video or deep shadows, such as, if you sing a dark song, even then you don't want it too dark. Here I'm too light. My face is washed out. Again, people are less likely to watch the whole video. Even if you have software that allows you to color correct, and in this case to increase the light if the video is dark, or to decrease the light if the video is too bright, either way it's not ideal. If it's too light and too dark, you may not be able to fix it very well. It's like an audio recording. The better you get the source material, the easier it is to make the fixes. Okay, let's get into lighting, so you might take notes. So stop the video and get a notepad. Film directors know that the camera is not only filming the actors, but the camera is filming the light that hits the scene. As I've said, lighting sets the mood, and without proper lighting, the mood can be ruined. It's the same with videos that you make. If you only learn one thing in this video, it's this. Spend time testing and experimenting with your lighting before you record the video. This means taking a short 10 to 15 second video of yourself, importing it into your computer, seeing how it looks, and deciding whether it's good enough or not. Do not rely on the viewing screen or the pull-out screen. By experience, I can tell you that it will look different on a bigger screen, such as your computer. If your video does not look right, change your lighting setup. For example, move the lights around, use a different light bulb, or reflect the light off something, and we'll talk about this shortly. If you're streaming live with a webcam or other camera, by the way, a lot of cameras will not stream. These cameras only save a video to a memory card or a hard disk inside the camera. Anyway, you can preview the video in a number of ways. For example, if you have a Mac, you can record it on Photo Booth and see how it looks. Maybe you have to download a free or a cheap application to record your test. With shoestring lighting, you may very well have to test a number of times. What this means is give yourself plenty of time to do this. Okay, let's look at some of the shoestring lighting systems. First, let's take a look at some free ways to light your scene. First, window light. If you have a large window or a sliding doors out to the outside, you might be able to get good lighting this way. Sit facing the light, not the other way around. The order should be the window, the camera, and you. Now the downside of this approach is you can only do it during the daytime, and you cannot control the brightness of the light. Second, floor lamps, and maybe even table lamps. Here is an example of a cheap floor lamp that I have, where the light is somewhat directed towards you. Now outdoors in the sun is another free option. Again, you can only do, obviously, during the daytime. And you don't want to record the video in the middle of the day where the sun is over top. Also, you can't adjust the brightness of the sun. But what you can do is reflect the sunlight off some reflecting material back towards you. It will be less bright. This procedure is used a lot in professional video, and we'll talk about reflecting a little later. Here are some other sources of lighting which cost a little money or more money. First, clamp lights that you might buy at Home Depot for about $8. Now here's how they look. have them clamped to speaker stands. The stands have a wide pole, which at times causes the lamp to drift down. So I clamped the light clip with another clip. These other clips are very useful in shoestring production. You can hang things with them. If you're handy around the house, you might have heavy-duty work lights, but they tend to be very bright, and you will have to reflect the light. These can be somewhat difficult to use to get a good lighting due to the brightness of the light, but if you have them, give it a shot. I'm using daytime lights with this video, and it seems to give the best true color in terms of the way the colors actually are. Finally, there are some other things that you should know about lighting. Here's a picture of my clamp light again, and the paper is attached to it is diffusion paper. And here's an example of it. It's not expensive. You can buy a pretty large sheet for about $8, which can be cut down to size. And then you just clip them on with clothing pins. You could also, by the way, you can get that from places like B&H Photo and Amazon. You can also get something that you can get at the grocery store called parchment paper. It's a nice size roll, so you have a lot of paper. It'll diffuse the light, and because they use it in the ovens, you're not going to have to worry about it burning your house down if you have a hot light. But try to use a cool light, like an LED light if you can. The next thing is how to reflect light if your light is too bright. You can get specially made reflectors, but it's also possible to make your own. And I got this off the internet, so I'm going to let you know exactly how to make a simple one. On the internet, I found a DIY way to make your own reflecting board. What you need is a white core foam board. You can get in Staples. You can get a large one in normally places like Michael's, that kind of an art place. And you also need aluminum foil. Okay, first of all, you take the aluminum foil and you crunch it up so that it's crunched, and you open it back up and you glue it dull side up, not the shiny side, dull side up to the white board. You may also want to put tape around the edges just to make sure that it stays on the board. So you actually you end up with two different kind of reflectors. A silver one, turn it up, you have a white one. So it's a white board, by the way. Okay, you're going to need either to have a way to hang it up in back of the light. Actually, the light will be pointed towards that, of course, or you need a friend to hold it up. By the way, you can also reflect lights off the ceiling, which actually I'm doing here. The lights are bright, and I'm just reflecting it off a white ceiling. It should be a white ceiling. Whatever light you have, try to definitely attach them to something that can be moved, such as a light stand, speaker stands, mic stands, or something else, so you can move the lights around. If you don't have that option, it's going to limit your possibilities of correcting the lighting if it's too bright or not bright enough. So try to get something that you can move around the lights with. If you are aiming the lights directly at the person as opposed to reflecting, try to aim it towards the eye line. And if that doesn't work, you can move it higher and see what happens. Now, if you use one light, you can center the light see how that looks, or you can also put it off to the side a little bit. You don't want to put it off too much, otherwise the one side of your face may be too dark. It's not bad to have a little bit of a shadow on the one side, though. You'll see that a lot on movies and different TV stuff. With two lights, try to get them at a position of 45-degree angles. Start about 4 feet from you and move back if too much light, which I had to do. I'm about 6 feet between me and the light. Now, there is a lighting setup called three-point lighting that they use normally in professional shoots. There is what they call a key light, which is the brightest light, at a 45-degree angle. Then there's a fill light, also at 45 degrees to fill in some of the shadows on the other side of your face. And a backlight. If you look at news programs or whatever, you'll see a little light on the hair, and that's what that is. Now, this is kind of difficult to do. I've been working on it and haven't totally figured it out to get it to work in my space. So I wouldn't recommend that you start with that at all, but I wanted to mention it. And we're going to talk about this more in episode 6, which is going to be about more complicated things, more than one camera, so forth. Okay, well, I think that's probably enough on the lighting, on basic lighting, for today. But I do want to talk a little bit about the next show, which is going to be on audio. Now, audio is just as important as lighting. Whether you're singing a song, well, if you're singing, obviously, it's really, really important. But even if you're not, if you're just talking, people want to hear good audio. Again, they may not listen to your whole video if the audio is not good. Okay. Thanks a lot for coming. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my channel, and you ought to click the option that says that you can get an email when there's a new video up, so you can to know that it's there. Also, if you thought this video was helpful, I'd like you to click the like button. That would be kind of cool if you do that. You can also check out the Performing Songwriter, which you'll find under the playlist. Okay. Oh, I should also say my website is raynaylor.net. And finally, if you're doing some of this stuff, you're having problems, please feel free to email me and I'll try to help you. My email is raysings@gmail.com. See you in a couple weeks. Hi, my name is Ray Naylor, and this is how to promote your music on the internet do it again. Hi, my name is Ray Naylor, and this is how to promote your music on the internet with video. Do it again. Hi, my name is Ray Naylor, and this is how to did it again. Shoestring Approach. This is episode 2, part 2. How to use lighting in your likely to leave your video as it is not pleasant. Let me do it again. Let me give you a couple of examples of poor lighting. Here we see that I'm way too dark. People are likely to leave my video as it is not pleasant to watch a wide pole, which at times caused the lamp to drift down. So I clamped the glued to the whiteboard the aluminum Okay, here is a